My name is James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Habit number 2, and this is a very, very important topic. This is not for the faint at heart, and this is for you women, right there, because I really love women, right? And I worry about women's safety because the majority of my family are women. I have 5 sisters. Uh, 3 of my sisters have daughters that are going to grow up and be women. One of my sisters has 2 daughters who are grown, and one of them has 2 daughters, so I need to worry about that. Alright? One of my sisters has 1 daughter. The rest of them all have boys. My brother has 2 daughters. I have 2 other brothers. One of them has a daughter. And this is why I'm making this video. I will deny my love for my family until the day I die in court only. Alright? But in reality, no matter what family you come from, unless like you were abused as a child, so you don't have a lot of love for that parent or whatever, you care for your siblings on some level or another. You don't have to admit it, because I damn sure won't admit it. And some of my siblings I honestly don't give a flying fuck about. But at the end of the day, blood of my blood, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh is still the same. You ain't gotta like the choices that your siblings make, especially when they fuck you out of your life. But at the end of the day, this video is about these women who catch Uber and Lyft and are killed and sexually assaulted. People laugh at me all the time when I tell them, I learned how to drive a stick because I like stick shift and I need to drive my own car. And I want my car to be a stick so nobody can borrow it and nobody can take it or whatever. I taught my sisters how to drive a stick and none of them went out and bought stick shift. Or they all keep that automatic. And for me, my personal opinion, don't take this wrong, automatics are for pussies. Alright? But for women who are going out and partying and catching Lyft and Uber and getting attacked, y'all got to think this shit through, man. Is it better to be carried around by some strange ass guy because, we have an app, so let's press this and they're going to pick us up. Yeah, you have an app and they're giving you a security app. But here's the thing about that. Security only works when the person in charge of security is close enough to save your ass. I just seen on the Today Show earlier a young woman who was raped by her Lyft driver. And he's getting charged supposedly. And then another woman came forward and she was raped by her Uber driver. And then there was the woman who totally had nothing to do with this entire thing, who was raped at a college frat party. Rape is a very bad crime. And the main reason why it disturbs me so much is because even I was accused of being the Charlottesville serial rapist, and I'm nowhere near 6 feet tall. I'm never going to see 200 pounds. There's just not enough skin here for that, and I don't eat that fucking much bread. But the point of the matter is, you're not safe anywhere. And for you to think for a New York minute that you are safe, you're not. I'm not trying to shut bars and shit down. But if I got a drink, I'm drinking at home. I'm locking that door so nobody gets hurt from the outside. I'm not keeping me safe from them. I'm keeping them safe from me. So you young women are out here and you're not traveling smart. You're not having a designated driver. See, when I was younger, I didn't drink like talking about it, and if I did drink, I drank at a place where I knew I could spend the night. When my friend and I went to the Highline Pavilion, I was the dad, designated driver. That was it. He did the drinking, I got free Sprites. I kept my eye on all the doors, so if anything broke down, I knew how to get him and myself the hell out of there because I've been a martial artist all my damn life. I've learned that if you're going to go drinking, one of y'all got to make the sacrifice. This week it's me, next week it's you. Unless the next week you've had a really fucking shitty week, then I'm willing to bite the bullet and take one from the team and just not drink, so that we can get home safely. I advise you women to start this. If you're not going to drive yourselves, that you still travel in packs with your Uber, and you start staying at each other's house. That's a start, so that when you're dropped off at your friend's house, regardless of whether you want to spend the night there or not, spend the night there. And then go home in the daytime. And if not, then have your friend spend the night at your house. Swing by her house, get all the shit y'all need, and then have the Uber take you home to each other's house. That way you're both safe. And travel in packs of 4. You know, 5, 7. You know, give them more than one target so that they can't do one thing. You know, you have to start thinking smart. I'm not trying to put Uber and Lyft out of business. That's not my job. I drive my own self. I don't drink and I don't drive. And if I do drink, I go to a place that's in walking distance so that I can walk home. And the only thing I have to worry about there is the people who's going to kill my buzz on the way home starting dumb shit. And then I have to worry about keeping my hands to myself. But you young ladies are a little bit more valuable than I am. I know how to handle myself. I also know how to take rides from strangers because back in my day, us Generation Xers were taught. There's 2 things you don't do. You don't take a ride from a stranger and you don't take candy from a stranger. And this generation, you millenniums and you young people, y'all are just 3 shits to the wind on your carelessness. And y'all really have to stop this shit. The young college kid who jumped in the wrong Uber and was allegedly killed by her Uber driver. That's not a cautionary tale, it's just a fact. You can't trust everybody who works for Uber or Lyft. You just can't. Even if they give you a background check. Background checks can be altered. You know, and the thing with that is, you know, you don't have a guarantee. If Uber's not going to make sure that everybody who works for them has a camera in the car and have it active at all times and don't have a disable switch, because if they can disable their own camera, then you're screwed. But if Uber puts it in there and makes sure that they don't have a disable switch, have 4 cameras, 1 on this end and 1 on that end, 2 in the back, and 1 on the outside if necessary, so you'll know exactly where the Uber's taking the person, then you got some safety precautions there because Uber can activate and deactivate it. But if the driver can activate it and deactivate it, you're screwed. But that's too much like the right thing to do. I'm pretty sure Uber and Lyft aren't even going to look into that, what I just said, because nobody's watching my videos. But it's very important that you think about that shit before you jump into an Uber or a Lyft. Ladies have been raped. That shit's not a fucking joke, man. Rape is the worst crime on the planet. I know you're all thinking, nah, James, nah, it's murder, it's murder. No, murder's the worst crime. No. Rape is the worst crime. Now, if it's a rape and a murder, then that's a double fuck. But the worst crime than rape and murder is the rape and murder of a child. And we're all somebody's children at some point in our lifetime. You women need to be more safer. Don't catch an Uber by yourself. You come to the party together, you leave together. Because if you don't, there's no telling if you're going to see the next day. And you should always live like that. You never know if you're going to see the next day. I'm James Williams, Comfort Habit number 2. Be careful with your Ubers and Lyfts.